faculty member chosen by our class to share her thoughts with us today, Ms. Terry Kovacs.
Thank you. Hello. It is with my greatest pleasure that I speak today at the graduation of the class of 2013. I can honestly say that there is not a greater group of young people that I have ever known. When the ladies of the class council came to me to tell me that I had been elected to speak, well, first I was shocked, and then I was a little overcome with emotion. So if you're uncomfortable seeing a grown woman get weepy, you may want to leave here right now. I'll give you a second. I'm profoundly honored to have taught many of you, some of you more than once. I had 4 classes of U.S. freshmen, 2 classes of juniors, a great class of seniors this year, minus the few of you I had twice, plus the amazing boys from Mr. RHS, plus the softball girls, carry the one I taught, 1,000, no, that's not right. Divided by, well, you know, math is not my strong point, so let's just say I taught a lot of them, and I'm most proud to say that I taught Stanley, TJ, and Jackie, all of your, Jeannie, Jacqueline, all of your today. She's forgetful, I'm sorry, yeah. Just kidding, absolutely. So now I get to talk at you one more time, so hopefully you'll listen. I took a look back at my own life and I thought about the best pieces of advice I had ever received. And I realized that the best advice I ever received was from my father. My father was an amazing man. He always had people laughing. He always had a smile on his face. He loved what he did, and he did it with a passion that I have never seen in another human being. And even though my father was only in my life for 19 years, I will never forget what he taught me. So I thought since I turned into the amazing person that I am, I would pass some of that information along to you. First, read and learn. My dad didn't go to college. In fact, I'm not even sure he did very well in high school. But I do know that he was the smartest man that I know. Now, he did do most of his reading on the toilet, but even as a mechanic, he knew much about the world's matters, politics, history, sports, current events, all because he read. My father was a self-taught mechanic. As a young man, he took carburetors and other engines apart, threw them all over his garage. He found the pieces, put them back together. He was a real-life MacGyver. He literally carried spare parts in his pockets and often fixed people's cars on the spot. It's all because he was curious. He learned how things worked. He knew why. He figured things out. So find what you're interested in, throw the pieces around the world, and put them back together. Second, eat your vegetables. My dad used to make me eat beets. Like, not force me to eat them, but boy, would he sell it. He would make yummy noises, and he would tell me how great they were, and I would always eat one just to make him happy. To this day, I hate beets. They taste like dirt. They taste like actual soil. So why anyone would purposely put them into his mouth, I really don't know. But I know they're good for me, so I hide them under my salad, and now I force my kids to eat beets. So listen to your parents. That was just good advice. Third, the most important piece of wisdom my father ever bestowed upon me was this. Walk with a man who limps, and sooner or later, you'll start limping too. Now this one took me a while, but once I got over the fear of the literal meaning, I realized just how true this was. It went hand in hand with his other favorite saying, show me your friends, and I'll tell you who you are. I spend 10 months of the year in the company of young people. 10 months of the year with fun, eager, enthusiastic people who are just beginning the prime of their lives. When people ask me, why would you ever become a teacher? And after I explain all of the money and the fame and all of that, I tell them that is why. Why in the world would I want to spend my days with adults? No offense to my amazing colleagues, but I'm sure that they agree with me. On the kid inside, I always hope to be one. I am years old, and I literally cannot hear or say the word duty without laughing. It's just funny. I break out into song whenever a word sparks my memory. I dance in class. I show off my karate skills, of which I have none, and generally have no problem making a fool out of myself. I honestly like being around teenagers. As much as you make me feel like I'm still a kid, you sometimes make me feel like I'm really old, and you know how much I like to give you motherly advice. I love all of you like my actual children, and many of you who have been at the business end of one of my flip-outs knows that they always end with, I love you, now go away. I do love you all, and I love my choice in career. As Ralph Waldo Emerson once said, enthusiasm is one of the most powerful engines of success. When you do a thing, do it with all your might. Put your whole soul into it. Stamp it with your own personality. Be active, be energetic, be enthusiastic and faithful, and you will accomplish your object. Nothing great was ever achieved without enthusiasm. My father taught me that by doing, and I hope that I demonstrated my enthusiasm to you as well. So, thanks for allowing me to teach you and goof around with you for these last 4 years. You're all truly amazing, and as much of this credit goes to you and to your parents, I plan on taking partial credit for all of your future success. Like when Casey Bryady goes on to become a famous designer and marries royalty, I take 4% credit for that. When Sam Rabbit goes on to win his Tony, I take 3% for that. When TJ goes on to become president, we know what's going to happen. I take 5% credit for that, although I'm not sure I can vote for you, TJ, I'm sorry. Think about it. And when Danny McMullen goes on to win the Stanley Cup, now I can only take 1% credit for that, but I better be invited to that party. And when Marilyn Romero goes on to change the world for the less fortunate, well, I'm taking some credit for that too. My dad may not be around for me now, but my life has turned out perfectly. So my best advice to you can be summed up in the words of another amazing writer, Conan O'Brien, in a speech that he gave at the end of his short tenure on The Tonight Show. Nobody in life gets exactly what they thought they were going to get. But if you work really hard and you're kind, amazing things will happen. Get out there and be amazing. Thanks.